Welcome, I'm Kenneth Andre, Tenjutsu Master and Mystic Messenger. Everything that I share and say and do is for a reason. If there sounds like a contradiction, there isn't. Investigate further. Hope you're all doing well. Again, I'm not a part of any religious belief system or secret society, any belief system of this world. I'm all about the truth. However, you need to be open-minded when it comes to the mystery, when it comes to truth. Now, from the offset, I've stated I am a mystic messenger, and mystics tend to be looked upon as madmen, lunatics, crazy men. I knew what I was getting involved with many years ago. I've always been different, unique, God's peculiar people, as mentioned in the Bible. I do not care what others think about me. That's freedom within itself. And me stating I'm a mystic messenger from the offset, in these videos, I can say whatever it is that I want, whatever it is that I please. But I am myself, and I am completely honest, and I only give to you that which I receive from Spirit. And even that is very peculiar and strange. Things unheard of. And so I do not worry about what people think about me. Especially when I'm telling you that I am a mystic messenger, and they are regarded as madmen to the average generic man. Now, there's a reason why I say this. I have had many mystical experiences and strange anomalies with reality. I've had strange encounters with many different entities. Early on in my awakening, I received material where I could learn about these entities that are custodian over certain things in reality. A bit like the movie scene from The Matrix when the Oracle tells Neo there is programs behind everything designed to, should we say, erect the realm, the Matrix. There is a program governing the trees, the birds, etc. Now, this is true. I learnt this years ago from mystics and spiritual texts that I was exposed to. Looking from the standpoint that this is a matrix, that there is these programs and mimics, as we've mentioned, these shadow people, these frequencies and downloads, these bits of information, as I've mentioned in the channel, running around the space-time continuum. Father taking me through a thought exercise where I got to kind of reverse engineer the reality I was observing through my five senses, paralleling the reverse engineering of a computer system and incorporating quantum AI with it as it evolves. I got to receive great insights and revelation. Many mystics are fully aware that we are in a matrix, and it's funny that God's peculiar people, those who are chosen, those who are of the light, they automatically come out and tell you we're in a matrix. Now, more and more people are speaking out about these strange occurrences that happen to them, these strange anomalies, hearing strange voices out of nowhere, having these reality glitches and these time jumps, etc., which I find fascinating. And I pay attention. I do my due diligence, and through deduction with the knowledge I've obtained, reading body language, micro expression, I can see when one is genuinely being honest, etc. bear with me, I'm rushing because I want to get all this knowledge across again. I've got to just slow down. And so with all my knowledge and my own mystical experiences, listening to people's testimonies and stories, I'm like, yeah, I get it. I see that. And you have to be open-minded, especially when seeking God and the kingdom. The kingdom that's in you, as told us in the Bible, and there's a lot going on in you. You are a complex fool, as told us in the Bible. Now, as I am revealing the Egyptian mysteries and secrets with the deities being in you, part of your faculties, your gifts, these personification of these principles that are inherent within you, okay, that are personified as these characters that are shown to us in the Egyptian hieroglyphs, etc. Now, it's nothing to be worried about when you come across this material, that these gods are actually in you. They are states and archetypes, these inherent gifts, these influences and programs that are helping you with your reality. That's in your subconscious. It's nothing to be concerned about. But by being aware of it and learning more about yourself, the temple of God, it will benefit you, serve you. But you need to be a bit crazy that you would survive this ascension, this awakening, especially when you come into the realization you've been lied to about everything and the true nature of where you've been. Now, the solar beings, who you really are, is true, and nothing is going to change that. Only you're going to become aware of how the computer works, how the temple works, and you're going to be able to use your thought, word and deed, the application of your mind in a completely new way, where you're going to perform miracles. Jesus Christ said, even greater things you will do than I. Okay. Now, I want to share something with you. This is River's channel. Okay, Create with Love. And I think she's amazing and grounded. She's honest in sharing what she knows. And so much of the things that River shares, my mouth drops. I've been doing this a long time. What was fascinating watching her previous video was this interaction with a fairy. And I was like, wow, you know, she really just lays it out there, what she is receiving, interacting with, and I love that. And I was paying attention. There's a reason why. When she was talking about this fairy, trying to communicate with her, and was sitting on her shoulder, when River said, right, no, you're just annoying, go outside, I knew she was actually referring to a fairy. I was like, yeah, you're spot on. I know that entity, that type of fairy entity, that bits of information, beep, 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 beep. It shoots here, there, everywhere. I experienced this years ago. Termed as a fairy or a plazoid, if I can say that right, a plazoid. Let me pause there. Plasmoids, hard to pronounce. Okay, these come in different shapes and forms. Now, I'm going to share this with you in support of River with the channel Create with Love. Because like I said, years ago, I was in deep meditation and I kept going to this road. One day I had this little light appear out of nowhere, only it started acting erratic and it shot all over the place. And I was like, this is just annoying. What is this? And I got this innate knowing and subtle voice. That's a fairy. Yeah, they are annoying. And it's like a bit of information. Beep, 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 beep. And it's usually a program ordained over a particular thing in creation. Only there's different variants of them, and they can change shape and size, etc. River did mention the connection with Tinkerbell from Peter Pan. Hook, which is an allegory within itself, to do with belief, etc., which I'm fully aware of all this. But I'm aware of these, what you would term fairies, bits of information. You get different variants of them. You do get the binary fairies and the complex fairies. These balls of information, light. When I listen to people's testimonies of these strange anomalies that happens to them suddenly out of nowhere, I'm like, that's them annoying fairies. I'm aware of that. There's other terms used for them, but it's these bits of information. Beep, 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 beep. And it shoots all over the place, and it can knock things over, and people think they have been haunted. It's energy, frequency, a plasmoid, if I can say it properly. That's what it is. And there's many of them. If you go to certain locations, you'll catch them with the orbs in your camera, the slow ones, the different variants of them, as well as the fast ones that people have caught on their cameras. There's different variants of them. Again, it's this energy that's confined to a type of shape, typical for the nature of the surroundings. Okay, if you go to different locations or countries, you'll see different variants of them, the different colors, the way they move, and the different shapes. During certain events, you'll see the different sizes where people portray them as these UFOs, etc. Again, it's just these bits of information or quantum information orbs in the matrix. They're talked a lot about by Sufis or shamans, mystics, who share their knowledge about these type of bits of information or these fairies, and they've got other terms for them. They know how to communicate with them for particular results, etc. Now, I only turn to our living Father. I'm aware of these types of programs running around the system, and there's many different other entities as well. If you knew half of what was going on, you'd shit yourself, like I said. Again, you need to be open-minded. The more that you learn, the more that things start to make sense in regards to reality. When you look at it from a simulated quantum AI computer system, it starts to all make sense, and you can be grounded with it, and you can look at the science behind it and parallel it with ancient texts and the strange sayings from mystics, and it all starts to make sense. It's the angels that you got to watch out for, as told us in the Bible. Be a good host, because you don't know whether you're entertaining angels, and God can appear behind the mask of man. All right, an individual that will come up to you suddenly out of nowhere and assist you. That can be God itself, or God can send out entities, all these angels in assistance of your journey. We're literally told this in the Bible. We're told it in all the ancient and sacred texts, but many are still not ready to accept this type of knowledge or understand it. There's a lot of entities that are in the host body system, some in man and some in the invisible, running around. Nonetheless, you are protected and safe, and there is these rules, and there is these entities allotted over certain, should we say, architects? No. No. Get your words out. Archetypes, meaning social communities. A collective with the unconscious has a particular entity over it. That's what I'm trying to say. The mystic, learning this knowledge and all the characteristics with a certain entity that's allotted over many, you'll see these characteristics of this particular entity emanated through the people. Trying to use big words. Get your words out. It's because I'm Russian. Right. Again, when you come into maturity, you accept it. It's all God's play. And it's absolutely genius. It's love, wisdom, power, intelligence of the highest kind. And it all has its purpose, even the individuals. Love is the truth, but with great wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. You can go forward free in Christ indeed, knowing that you are protected and safe, even when you come across certain individuals and mimics, even demons. They're all out there. But through God being law, principle, a principle God, these things cannot touch you. But told us in the Bible, He will not allow one hair on your head to be touched, and He will not give you something that you cannot handle. Hence, many are ready to receive the kingdom, others are not yet. They still haven't come into a type of maturity and openness to accept the things that goes on in reality. Jesus Christ said, how do you expect me to tell you of heavenly things when you will not believe me what goes on with the earthly things? So we're going into the Egyptian mysteries. We're going to talk about Bez. All right? Bez. The little dwarf. You want to hope you have a little dwarf in your kingdom. The little mystic dwarf. The little shaman. The protector. The helper. This is part of that wonderful faculty inherent in your imagination. If you're very intuitive with craft or survival, again, working with outdoors, Bez here is dominant during your interaction with certain creativity, craft, survival, nature. It gives you the mystical perspective that many are lacking today, where you can see things that others don't. You can put things together many wouldn't even think about. And that's all thanks to this little deity, God, that's posted all over Egypt, on temples, etc. Okay. For example, in Japan, with the men who create their swords for battle, the smiths, the crafts swordsmen, if they have Bez, this dwarf who's good with weapons because he's a protector against demons, etc., and is very kind, helps with childbirth, makes you a happy home. Okay, if you are, should we say, building your own home, okay, making it all comfortable, you find Bez there. He's like the Lawrence in your home design, etc. Now, in Japan, if you are making a sword, throwing it in the fire, again, bashing it out, throwing water on it, throwing it in the fire, making it hard, and you throw all these other elements, these metals to strengthen the sword, when you have Bez, you do something very different. So, for example, if the smith is making a sword with Bez, he will throw in the fire with the sword, should we say a feather from an owl, so no one hears the sword. He will throw in, should we say, certain types of material, a lace, a part of a fish. He will start sticking things in the fire with the sword that to the average man is unrelative. But to the mystic, he's enchanting the sword. This is Bez. The dwarf that enriches the sword with mystical spiritual powers. And we can do this with our craft, cooking, our activities, working in the wilderness, etc. This is Bez. If you like music, etc., and you want to add a message, you need Bez. All right. If you haven't got Bez, you become like a generic man. You need these gods in you. These are gods that you will inherit after playing many roles, after being absorbed by the spectrum. You have it all in you, the kingdom. But these are activated after playing many roles and coming into maturity. That's a very basic insight. And I mean basic. There is so much more. Next, I'm going to introduce you to Happy. All right? Happy. This is controlling the river, your consciousness. Where your consciousness goes, your currency flows. Your wages go, reality goes. This is your measuring rod. Okay? Don't get confused with the 4 brothers of Horus. This is you being sentient, aware over your consciousness, where you are directing it. Not on the vials, not on any, should we say, gossip. This is where you turn your attention, your river, away from gossip, away from anything that's unconstructive. You start redirecting your river, your consciousness. This is to do with Happy, okay, who brings gifts. Okay, when Father is sending you desires or inspiration, this is connected with Happy. All right. This is where, should we say, as a metaphor, you're making a cake, but you're making it with love. You are directing your consciousness behind your activities of baking or craft or whatever it is, with intention of love, of strength, whatever it will be. This is Happy in you, right? This deity, where your thoughts, your emotions are directed by you, with the faculty of happy, where you go, should we say, on a walk with this attention in shining light and setting blessings before you. You're literally applying your mind differently to the average unconscious collective. This is Happy, all right? For example, if you got a meeting and you're nervous about it, well, with Happy, you direct blessings and see the best outcome. You pray to Father, Father, send me a blessing that this meeting is going to be perfect, amazing, happy and light, that I can shine the best light possible. Then this entity, this frequency, this flow of consciousness, Happy, will be present. You'll find yourself, when you're interacting with the individual, this inspiration comes out of nowhere, and you're being very attentive and aware over your mind, careful what to say, and make a good impression. This is Happy. All right? A very basic insight for you. And let me just share this before I go. Let's say you're planting flowers in a garden. With Happy, you expect them to grow and flourish. You're sending that current of thought, of consciousness to your flowers. And there'll be better results. If you're negative, then you can expect negative results. But with Happy, sending positive, love, attention of a good crop, etc., that's what you get. It's a redirection and control of your consciousness. That's the entity Happy. All right. These are all in you. Again, a basic insight. Just a couple there to share with you because I'm running out of time. So be aware, things are shifting. I'm feeling it. I'm seeing it. There's some amazing changes. We keep positive, we keep watch, and we go forward, and I will keep you posted. I'm Kenneth Andre, Tengen Jitsu Master and Mystic Messenger. Keep following along, guys. Keep this all in mind, because as you go forward and you go about your daily activities, you will get confirmation and have these strange experiences where you will receive greater revelation and understanding with the things you are hearing from this channel. I'm here to glorify our Father's name, the true Lord Jesus Christ that's formed in our hearts. Okay, you need to be open-minded and more imaginative. That's how you go forward in the kingdom. Love you guys. Have a good day.